You opened it. We came.
All right, folks. Oh, pardon me. How we all doing? And we can just go ahead and take that starting soon off there. And all right. So, few things I want to talk about tonight. First, I'm gonna take some callers. Um, somebody from the Discord wanted to call in. Might have Tom Bombadil and Gratol. I don't know, spurring out on each other. That might be fun. Fun on the bun. Um, but tonight, I guess the big story, right from the get go, would be Medicare's drama, and so Kraut came back. You may remember Kraut as the faggy member of the septic community who was doxing a bunch of alt-right people because they made his pussy hurt. And he came back today, and right around the exact same time, Medicare gets thrown off Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. The Facebook and YouTube were restored, though. Keemstar helped him out on the YouTube. I don't know how he got restored on the Facebook. But yeah, that happened right as Kraut came back. Now, Medicare did a stream, and I listened to most of it on the way home. And while I was cooking dinner, he did a stream where he went through the three suspects. The least likely, in his opinion, was the furry community, specifically on this one site where he had pissed him off. I don't know. I forget the name of the site. And the other two were Mundane Matt and Kraut. And, it all comes down. Forney's going to be doing a debate with Jim Goad here because Forney dared to criticize Jim Goad. By the way, I'm barely familiar with who Jim Goad is. I don't have the same. Forney has very Gen X taste. I do not. So I didn't really give a shit about Jim Goad. But he criticized Jim Goad, and Jim Goad was having none of it, and he challenged Forney into a debate and all this other shit. It comes back to what I was talking about a couple weeks ago. People that just take themselves too fucking seriously. You have probably either Kraut or Matt trying to get, Medicare thrown off the interwebs because they're just so ass mad about it. And, like, people, it's just shit talking on the internet, okay? And I know nobody likes to be, shit talk. Somebody calls you a faggot. Nobody likes that. I don't like it when people in the chat are like, "Oh, Bechtloff, you suck," and all, or in the comments. But, whatever. Okay. And sometimes I need to hear it. Sometimes I'm being an asshole. But yeah, don't take yourself too seriously, man. Just don't do it. Especially here on these here interwebs. Just don't do it. Ugh. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hop into the voice chat for the Discord and see what's going on there. And by the way, somebody made a trap channel on my Discord. I don't approve of that. Now, this is fan made and Bechtloff approved, but I don't approve of it. Okay. I think so. Okay, they moved it. All right, that's not as bad now. Yeah, I said it they had it in the fucking next to the redhead pictures and stuff. No, call it the trap no state and put it somewhere else. But I don't want. It wasn't even like naked pictures. It was like pictures of Blair White or something. But it's like, no, I don't want that shit. Ew. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and hop into the voice chat. Let me go ahead and all right. We got voice shared, and hop into the voice chat. Alrighty. Who all's in here? What's on your mind?
At the moment, just me.
Okay. All right. So, anything on your mind tonight? I guess not.
Yeah, I thought Medicare was being kicked for evading a suspension at first, but apparently someone's actually after him.
Well, it wouldn't have been on YouTube. He was never suspended on YouTube. Um, on Twitter, yeah, I figured that's what happened. Somebody just caught wind
Oh,
of the
his
fact
YouTube
that.
was gone. It was suspended for a bit.
Yeah, by the time I heard about it, when I looked for it, it was there again.
Yeah, it wasn't gone for long.
Yeah, somebody that ass mad at him. And you know what? I really the past couple weeks really, and I've been feeling this way for a while, but I'm really thinking that like none of us have a better handle on the fucking interwebs than Jim. Like he doesn't take this shit too seriously. He doesn't let himself get caught up in these are my internet friends and I'll defend them to the death. He doesn't. Everybody calls Jim arrogant. And the exact opposite is true, and that's why it drives everybody nuts. He's humble. He doesn't care. Like, what was the one? Somebody wanted to talk to him on the Kumite and talk shit to him, and the guy's all like, "I just wanted to tell you ain't shit to your face," and Jim just laughs and goes,
Okay.
"Well," yeah, he's like, "Well, you did it, champ." You know, like, So yeah, that's the great thing about Jim. Like he doesn't care. He doesn't care. It's just, and you could argue in the past I've felt this way. Like maybe he should care more. Maybe he could accomplish more if he cared more and he got in more into the internet activism and all this other gay shit that I've been somewhat involved in over the years too. And now I'm kind of like, nah, he's got the right idea. You know, just try as best as you can to have no loyalty except to the truth. And after that, maybe to the lulls. And you're going to be doing all right.
Internet activism is just the most pointless thing ever. Yeah.
Well, see, the problem, I don't know. I don't think it has to be. But the problem is, it's just, this is true of activism, period, but it just gets so much more true of internet activism. It just becomes a bunch of fart huffing. It just becomes a bunch of like people stroking their egos. You know, you hear a whole bunch of people and they're like, I'm going to save the West or the church or masculinity or whatever. And it all amounts to, I'm going to sniff my own farts on the internet and hope people send me money for it. And it all basically amounts to a whole bunch of liberalist parties. Like, it all basically just amounts to that. You know, you see this from any number of areas. You know, it all just ends up being their own liberalist party, where it's like step 1, bitch about it. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, profit. Just over and over and over again, you see that. And just the egos involved, just the people that take themselves so seriously and I carry myself with dignity and all this other horse shit. It just...
It seems like Medicare is much more effective by not caring.
Yes. Yes, he's much more effective because he's humble. That's what it boils down to. He is much more effective precisely because he is humble. Yeah. And you get, like I said, you get all these people and they think they're... Look at fucking Richard Spencer. I watched a video by Alternative Hypothesis, I believe was the channel's name. The video got struck down, but you could still see it on BitChute. But the first part of it was just talking about alt-right shit I didn't care about. But like Luke sent it to me and he goes, go to like 26 minutes in and it becomes the shit on Richard Spencer hour. It goes on for like another hour after that, literally. And like Richard Spencer is garbage. And I didn't know just, first of all, his political views are shall we say, a little out there. They're
gay.
Even within these circles. But he's just such a pretentious asswipe who, like, he has the arrogance of a cartoon fucking supervillain. minus the actual ability, you know? Like he's a lab accident away from terrorizing Gotham City. And people follow this guy? People follow this guy? As Forney pointed out, while people were getting their shit pushed in by Antifa and the cops out in his little retard rally down in Charlottesville, he was busy banging a whore. Frankly, I'm just amazed that, you know, he was banging pussy and not boy pussy. That's where I would have lost the bet.
I think I heard he was hiding a black woman in his closet once.
Yeah, I saw that on stream once, and it's supposedly she has ties to fucking Satanist shit or some horse shit. It's just the more you scratch past the surface on these, that's the other thing that has surprised me, and it's not true of everybody, but it's true of a lot of people. A lot of people. I've noticed the bit that I've been able to pull back the curtain, the difference between how people portray themselves out there and how they really are is just incredibly wide. And I really, like, I don't necessarily, you know, lay all my sins bare for everybody, but I'm pretty open about the fact that I'm just some dude who's fucked up a lot of shit, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just some guy that comes on here to tell you what I think about stuff, to entertain you, hope maybe get you thinking about things in a new way, but just be fun streams. And yes, I did hear somebody else in here say something about Richard Spencer is gay, and you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong.
The reason why I think this show is so great, I think it's because you don't take yourself too seriously, and that's just why I find it enjoyable. So, yeah.
I'm tired of people like Sargon with their big ass egos.
Well, you see, and thank you for the compliment, by the way. But the thing about, and this is why Sargon's so tremendously popular, is because Sargon isn't just stroking his own ego, but the guys who figure out how to get a real good niche going stroke their own ego while simultaneously stroking yours. Sargon makes his midwit fucking fans feel smarter than they are. Because look at this dumb shit that I'm making fun of. Isn't this blue hair silly? And yeah, they're fucking silly, okay? It's like, I laugh at them too, but come on, that can't be all you have. But it's all he has.
Those videos just got, like, they were really funny at first, but they got old within, like, a year.
Well, somebody made this point that Sargon's actually in a really comfortable spot where his audience is big enough that as people, that he actually brings in new people at almost the same rate people get tired of him. You know, he has a good, like, he's got himself into a good little sweet spot, a good little riptide of subscribers and viewers. And it's working out well for him. I mean, there's no disputing that. The guy's making fucking bank. You know, he goes on a live stream. There's like, you know, 5,000 people watching it or some shit like that live. You know, whereas I got 12 motherfuckers watching me live right now. There's no, you know, there's no disputing which one of us has the more profitable fucking model. But at the same time, you know, Sargon, he's just so fragile. You'll notice that about a lot of these guys. You'll notice how fucking fragile they are, particularly at like one spot. And look, you know, everybody will have times when you poke them in the right way and they'll get pissy. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about somebody lost their shit and yelled or something. I'm talking about the guys who lose their shit to the point where they go to war. You know what I mean? Where they're fucking, yeah. You know, where they lose their shit so bad, they found the liberalist party. Okay? Like, that's how bad you lose your shit. Like, everybody, look, somebody could come on here, catch me in a bad mood, say just the right thing, and I'll fucking spurg out and call him a faggot and throw him off the air and huff and puff. Because I'm a human being. It's going to happen. But they're not going to get me to go to war. You know what I mean? They're not going to get me to just... Wait, I'm not going to form the Bechtloff party because I lost a debate with Richard Spencer. You know what I mean?
How even are the liberalists right now? Has, like, Sargon disbanded it yet, or no?
I don't know. I mean, last I heard, Andy Worski was the true leader, so...
I just remember Sargon had a website for that political party, and he put a fucking meme on it on the front page.
Yeah, that's gonna get votes.
Again, he can't. He wants to take himself seriously, but he's not serious. That's the other thing, you know. He's really not. He's just a goofy guy on the internet, and he wants to take himself so fucking seriously about it. And you're not, man.
Like, I remember following him for a bit just because he told jokes. I didn't want him to make a big. I didn't.
Well,
fucking,
I mean,
I stopped following Sargon when I found out he had another channel called The Thinkery.
Oh, geez, that is gay as fuck.
when was this formed?
No. I gotta say something real quick. Years and years ago, early to mid 2000s, I went with my girlfriend to a local club called the Chameleon Club here in Lancaster. With my girlfriend at the time. I don't like going to those kind of places, but she dragged me to it. And at the bar, I saw two dudes making out. And that was the gayest thing I'd ever witnessed until you told me the name of Sargon's second channel. The Thinkery. What the fuck, man?
Yeah,
You made it just last year.
like I didn't even think it was his channel at first. I'm like, no, this has to be like some sort of like person re-uploading Sargon videos. It's like a fan of him, and it's like, no, I checked Sargon's channel, and here's his associated channels list, and yeah, there it is, The Thinkery.
Why does he need so many channels? He has a gaming channel. He's got like 3 channels on him. No, he's got 4.
I don't know.
Ugh. What the hell, man?
Can I just say, people need to stop making like Let's Play channels. I mean, like your streams are different because it's not like like making all this billion parts thing. There's so many of them. People need to stop.
Oh, I just do it because I think it's fun. Nobody likes it
Yeah.
either. Nobody fucking likes my Let's Plays, by the way. They get like don't get me wrong, I'm not getting tons of views anyways, but I'll get like 300 fucking views total on one of these streams on my backup channel, and then like the Let's Plays gets like fucking 50. Like clearly the people have spoken and they don't fucking want to see me suck at video games, but do it fucking bad. I like doing it.
Like, I think it'd be a lot more interesting, like if you're playing like a Switch game. Like, I think I'd watch that more, but.
Well, I'm kind of limited into what I can play on here. Trust me, if I could just hook my Switch up to the laptop, if I had the equipment and wasn't a retard and knew how to do it, then like I would just stream like all my fucking Zelda dicking around time just because I'm doing that anyways. So I might as well maybe get a super chat or two while I'm doing it.
Yeah, I remember I tried to like hook my so I could use my monitor as a TV for my Wii U a few years ago so I could be lazy and just stay in bed all day, but I couldn't figure out how to use HDMI on a computer. I think it's possible. It's just a pain in the ass. And if you want to like record something off a TV, you have to get like some sort of $300 thing.
I've never even hooked the damn Switch up to a TV, believe it or not. Like I don't have a TV in I usually play with the Switch in my bedroom. And I don't have a TV in my bedroom. And I've just had it with like the little 2 Joy-Cons on the side of it and used it as a portable device the whole time I've had it. And I just like doing that, you know, sit on the couch or sit on my bed or something and just fucking play it that way. Like, I've never bothered hooking it up to a TV.
Yeah, apparently there was like Nintendo said like the amount of people playing on console and handheld total hours is like 50-50 apparently across like the whole world. So
yeah, I mean, hell, I haven't actually taken it anywhere though. I have not taken it anywhere. I mean, there's no reason I can't. I mean, it's just got the charger and all, but I haven't like gone out with it or anything.
If you're gonna take it anywhere, you should get one of those like $15.
Like I feel like a jackass. Like it's especially with as big as it is. Like if you just have like a little Game Boy and you're walking around playing a Game Boy, I mean, it doesn't look as bad as you're holding this fucking foot long thing in your fucking face. Like I'd feel like a jackass walking around playing the Switch. And I mean, like if I traveled, I'd probably take it with me. But other than that,
Yeah, I mean, I also really like. I miss being able to like fold my DS and just put it in my pocket. You can't really do that with a Switch. So
but yeah, I love the Switch. It is great. But if I could just stream Switch games, I'd do that kind of. I do like probably 2 or 3 of those a week. That's about as much as I play it these days. But yeah, people don't take yourself so seriously. Don't get out there and fucking form a liberalist party because you lost a debate. Just take the fucking L and move on with your day.
I
How
mean,
did fucking Sargon lose Richard Spencer anyways? He just got insulted by him.
Well, Spencer knew exactly what buttons to push on Sargon. Now, in all fairness, they're pretty obvious if you know what to look for. But he got at him when he said, "Sargon, you're not as smart as you think you are." That cut him to the fucking core. That really just he could not, because
of course it did. Do you know how much time in Sargon's life he's used to watch Rick and Morty to get his IQ that high?
But see, that's the thing. Sargon knows he's an idiot. Sargon knows deep down that he's a fucking fraud. And that's why it cut him to the core.
So he has the same issue Kraut does.
When you poke at a narcissist in that exactly, it's just like Kraut. When you poke at a narcissist in that certain way, they lose their shit. They really do. And yeah, Spencer, he knew exactly where to hit him. You know? And plus, I mean, while Richard Spencer is fucking out there with it, I mean, Sargon trying to take the pure, colorblind fucking thing, especially for someone that claims to be this, atheistic, evolutionary, science-minded guy. It doesn't make fucking sense, man. Different groups of people are different.
Yeah, you know what doesn't make sense? So I remember I was watching the Dean Esme show, and he had a liberalist on. And I kid you not, he was like a Catholic, or like a Catholic priest in training. Like, you want to support, and he's like, you want to support Sargon, who's like an atheist and hates you.
Wow.
And Sargon hates the fact that he has people of his opposing religious views and political views. He hates the fact that some of those people follow him.
I mean, in all fairness, though, Dean Esme is a guy who, claimed that all the Muslims in Europe were peaceful, and that's just anti-religious bigotry. So, I mean, Esme and Sargon are almost two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, I don't get Dean's whole thing where he wants like all these religious people to get together. I don't get it.
Dean's a fucking idiot. Like, there's no getting around it. Like, let's be real. Dean's a fucking idiot. Like, he runs around and he wants to talk about how, like, well, the Protestants have just as much fucking problem with child molestation as the Catholics. And it's just a bullshit number that he pulled out of his ass. Like, he can't cite it. And there's obviously not the same problem with systematic cover-ups. But it's just it's something he runs around saying, like, I'll just repeat this enough time until fucking reality bends to my will and makes it so.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, say, like, the United Church of Christ had, on average, more...
I'm sure there are some fucking denominations that have real problems. And he tries to make it sound, no, even conservative Protestants, even evangelical churches have the same problem. And I'm like, that is utter horseshit. That in particular, I know evangelical culture, and that is utter horseshit. The only sex scandals you get in evangelical culture involve consenting adults, first of all. And while that doesn't make it right, it makes it less wrong, doesn't it? And also, when those things are found out, hell, when those things are even strongly suspected, the guilty party is basically cast out into the wilderness. It's actually too fucking harsh, if you ask me. Some guy got caught, with the secretary or something, and now he never works again. this former preacher or something. He's fucking ruined now. Like, they just cast him out into the wilderness and we never speak his name again. That's how evangelical culture rolls. Now, I think that's actually a bit too harsh. But I will say that I would rather err on the side of being too harsh when it comes to the leadership. So yeah, this idea that no, we're harboring just as much pedophiles and there's just as much systematic cover-up. That is utter horseshit. And anyone who knows anything about evangelical culture knows that's utter horseshit. It's just something Dean made up because it makes him feel better about the fact that every Sunday morning he puts money in the plate of a fucking pedophile ring.
That and different denominations are going to have different levels of severity when it comes to this sort of thing.
And the ones that probably do have the worst problems? The ones that have the autistic hierarchy, obey the leadership fucking mentalities, like the Catholics do. Those are the ones that are going to have the problems. Because here's the Catholic Church's biggest problem right now. It's not just that their leadership is corrupt. It's that because of the nature of Catholicism, the nature of their subculture, is that the very people who would be inclined to stand up to it are the very people who are going to sit down and shut up because it would, I don't want to make us, I don't want to question my leadership. That would be presumptuous and rebellious of me and all this other gay shit. So the very nature of that, of Catholicism, is the reason that they can't clean up their leadership.
I'm just gonna sit in the pews and just stare at the priest. It's like, that's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna make a difference. That's gonna take back the church.
The very nature of their organization, they're autistic. It's not scripture that's the authority. It's their structure. It's their higher ups. It's the church, capital C, trademark.
Even when they disagree.
Yeah. Well, that's just some wonderful cognitive dissonance. But the very nature of that means that they lack the capacity to fight it, and they'll never fix it. Certainly the lay people won't. The lay people have no fucking. I mean, the only leverage they have would be to stop putting the money in the plate, but they're never going to do that. So.
Yeah, because the church scared them into thinking they're going to go to hell or something if they don't.
The thing is, that sort of threat loses its value when the person telling you that is fucking little boys.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tom Bombadil, and he's welcome to come on here. And I thought he was going to come on here tonight. He was saying in the Discord, like, well, it's just, you give your money to the federal government come tax season, and the federal government does bad stuff. Yeah, but I don't do it willingly, all right? I give my money to the federal government and come tax time. Because if I don't, a man with a gun is going to throw me in a cage and they're going to seize all my fucking money anyways. Okay? And you know what? I actually pay a man each year to specifically to make sure I'm not giving them 1 red cent more than I have to.
Well, to be fair to
and
Tom...
And also, Tom wanted to say, it's the same thing because the Catholics feel like they go to hell if they don't submit to the church. And to my response to him would be, Tom, I'm telling you right now that you have to fucking send me money or you're going to go to hell. Well, why aren't you sending me money? Oh, it's because I'm just a guy.
Yeah, Tom's playing 4D chess here. You see, the whole reason he wants to go to jail is because, then stuff will happen to you in jail and then you'll want to become a Catholic priest.
Wait, what's this about, Tom?
That's fucking hilarious. So your theory there, just to reiterate for the cheap seats here, is that Tom wants me to not pay my taxes, so I go to jail, so I get raped until I turn into a faggot, and that makes me want to become a Catholic.
Exactly.
That's fucking funny. That's classic.
But yeah, it looks like he's not even...
Somebody in the chat says, really want to put out there Tom Bombadil as a high-level troll. I get that once in a while from him. I've suspected that for a while.
Maybe he is, I
don't
know.
But the thing about it is, I've dealt with some motherfucking spurts where it's really Poe's Law, man, where you just cannot tell, you cannot tell the trolling from the reality, which I
Thing
mean
is,
makes it a perfect troll. But
thing is, he's also on Davis's stream acting like himself.
see, that's the thing. Like, if his plan is to troll, like he's sort of barking up the wrong tree with me,
Like,
because
why is he's being pretty friendly to Davis, just like his Discord personality implies,
well, that's
which is fine.
I think
I'm
I've
not
spent
saying there's
enough.
anything wrong
I
with
think
that.
I've spent enough time.
Oh,
to talk
I don't
about
want to talk about Davis.
yeah, I don't want to get into that. But the point
Yeah,
is, like, if he's trying to get a rise out of me, he's barking up the wrong wrong tree, because especially these last few weeks, like no, man, I'm not gonna sit here and be platinum fucking ass mad on the internet. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, Bechtloff, you have amiibo in your house. Don't you worship them?
Was he the one that asked
Uh,
me that? Yeah, he was. He was. He was the, because I was talking about, worshiping Mary and bowing down to these statues and shit. And he was trying to tell me that it's the same. I have amiibos on my bookshelf, and that's the same thing like that. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't pray to Princess Peach. Okay, I don't do that. All right, they're just things that look cool on my bookshelf that also, I guess you can do things in the games with them, but there's very little you can do in the games with a lot of them. They're just things that look cool on my bookshelf. Like, I never said it was bad to have or make statues.
like they think we worship our action figures. Apparently, what the fuck?
Well, no lie, there's this one Catholic priest I saw on Twitter who had this, like, meme where it's like the statue of Mary outside a church that they all fucking worship or whatever. And he said, like, Protestants think this is bad. And then he shows, like, Mount Rushmore, but this is okay. It's like, motherfucker, nobody's praying to Mount Rushmore. And if somebody is, I'd tell them to knock that shit off. That's dumb.
Maybe Glenn Beck is.
Well, yeah, Glenn Beck might be. But, I mean, Glenn Beck is bad and should feel bad, and bad things should happen to him.
You want me to read me my Hello Kitty notebook that I have? It's all about how I'm gonna be on the Bechtloff stream.
That I saw that when, like, the day he did that, and I couldn't believe it. And I'm so glad that other people remember that and it's preserved, because, like, that was unreal. And don't get me wrong, there were a lot of really sickening fucking interviews with Sarah Palin. Like, Sean Hannity did an interview with her where I swore he was going to lean over and kiss her. Like, the Viagra Republicans fucking loved Sarah Palin. All right. But Glenn Beck, like, he literally is like, I want to read you something I wrote about you in my journal last night. And she just looks like
She wants to die.
yeah, like, say what, Nibba? Say what? You want to do what on live fucking television? And she just, like, she's got that, like, forced smile. She's like, okay. And she's like, this guy's going to kill me and wear my skin. What's going on here? Oh, man. That was uncomfortable. That was uncomfortable.
Is Glenn Beck married? Like, has he ever kissed a woman?
He is married, from what I understand.
Yeah, Mormons force himself into marriage.
Well, let's be honest here. I mean, he's married, but she probably has a boyfriend
Yeah.
named Tyrone.
Well, watching Glenn Beck's wife go black.com. That's going to be how the Blaze is finally going to make some money again. So who are the people that do somebody in the Discord linked to something called Fallen Angels Studio or something. It's a little YouTube channel that's, like, even smaller than mine, and mine's like nothing. But I was like, I go under it, and these guys are watching Cool Cat.
I think it's Anarchangel.
Oh man, that was hilarious. I gotta go on that sometime. That's fucking funny. Y'all should check that out. What the channel's called, like, Fallen. It's in my Discord. It's all over the Discord. But yeah, that was funny shit, man. Good old Cool Cat. Somebody says Glenn Beck is raising Obama's son, who looks like Trayvon. he's ra- he's raising Michelle's son, old Michael Obama. Man.
So it looks like Tom's not even not even watching the stream right now.
I guess he doesn't want to play tonight. That's a shame. Somebody in the chat says I see the bum on Zero Suit Samus, and I'm like, Lord have mercy. So that might be worship.
Isn't Tom the one who asked me here?
I said you should both come on and like spurg at each other because I thought that would be fucking funny. I mean, I've sort of given up on like being able to do serious theological debates. I realize that's not gonna fucking happen. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. Is what it boils down to. And maybe I can get some different trad Catholics on here, and I can do like the Pastor Tom pushes someone else's shit in hour each time. But that's just gonna get kind of repetitive. Like I was gonna do the debate with Pastor Tom and Jordan Owen where they were gonna debate pornography and whether or not it's beneficial or good for you or whatever. And then Jordan Owen, his pussy hurt because Matt Forney made fun of him in the chat. That's what happened, by the way. Like I'm tired of covering for the guy. That's what happened, by the way. Matt Forney made fun of him in the fucking chat, and then he fucking was like, I can't go on your channel anymore, even though I said I would. And that ain't the first time he's kind of flaked out on me because his pussy hurt either. And I've been nice and covered it in the past and been like scheduling conflicts and shit like that. But no, he just... Again, like, just taking yourself so seriously. Oh, no, Matt Forney said... Matt Forney went in my chat. In the chat. Who gives a fuck? It's the chat. And said, like... Jordan Owen tried to grope Karen Strom, and Jordan Owen lost his fucking shit. Contacted Karen Strom, got her to release a fucking statement saying that didn't happen.
What?
Matt Forney shit posted Jordan Owen so much it ended up wasting the fucking Money Badgers' time.
Didn't the Money Badgers lose their lawsuit? I think Medicare mentioned that.
I hope so. Because fuck them. Like, fuck the money. On an unrelated note, fuck the Money Badgers. If I could, I'd donate to the prosecution. But yeah, he shitposts so hard that fucking happened. And then that's the thing, like, Jordan's coming at me like this is my fucking fault. How could you let this happen in your chat? It's like, I don't police the fucking chat, okay? I don't do it. I don't want to do it, all right? I give out wrenches to regulars just so I don't have to fucking do... Like, if I have super interesting guests, half the time I don't even look at the chat. Like, I remember the time I had Medicare on, and, like, the chat was all mad that I wasn't reading the chat. And I'm like, motherfucker, I get to talk to Jim. I don't care what randos are saying in the chat. Jim's cool. I'm talking to Jim. But yeah, I wanted to do the fucking, because I can't get anybody else to take Jordan's place, by the way. Because I don't know anyone else who thinks porn is good for you. Not mind you that it's not that bad for you or that it's relatively harmless, but think that it's good for you. I don't know anyone else that thinks that. So, he was basically irreplaceable in that fucking chat, in that debate.
Shit, why would someone think it's of any benefit to them, even if they...
Because cuckold porn gives you magic powers. Not as powerful as getting fucked in the ass, but powerful.
It gives you Crowley powers.
Well, even then, if that's the case, why don't you just get fucked in the ass?
I always thought, like, cuckolds must just be guys that are bi and they don't want to admit it. But now I think, no, it truly is just self-loathing. Like that, it isn't even that they're bi and they don't want to admit it. It's that it's they just truly like hate themselves.
They get off to their own demise.
Yeah, it's not like if you were bi, then I could see thinking that was awesome. Like if you were a bisexual man, I could see you wanting to eat cum out of a pussy. Like okay, that all adds up, but that's not what they're about. All right.
They don't get any action though, do they?
It's
they
like
just
it's
sit there and
specifically
watch.
like they want. It's specifically like they want it because they don't want it because they hate themselves so much. It's really Hellraiser box fucking shit.
Part of it, like it's like the embarrassment, I guess, gets them off or something. It's they get bored of what they're watching, so they have to move on to the next thing and the next thing. And some people that happens to them, so they go deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole.
Next thing you know, they're looking at watching MyMomGoBlack.com and Mexican
I'm
sugar
pretty sure.
dancing.
I'm pretty sure Dan Harmon described it as getting off to something you can't have. Because he got divorced 1 year after his first fucking marriage. He's that pathetic.
Really gets the noggin jogging there. Somebody in the chat asked, "Can these demonic powers tell you why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?" I don't believe they can do that. No.
Okay, so when you guys brought up the
doing it.
So when you guys brought up putting me and Tom on a stream, and then Tom said, "I'll slice and dice you, bitch, tomorrow night."
Well, apparently Tom's busy. Yeah, other things came up. Apparently,
he set the time, and so man, that's pretty funny.
I mean, I told him this time. It's always a little after midnight that I start doing this Eastern time. So, because I get home around 11:30. So, I gotta get a shower. I check stuff tonight. I made myself some dinner. Oh man, I've been cooking. I past couple days I cooked chicken in chili oil. It's like spicy chili oil, and it's so fucking good. Now it doesn't. It burns way faster than a lot of oils I'm used to, so I almost burnt my fucking food yesterday. Plus, I was using a smaller pan than I'm used to, but because I was trying to cook like a smaller portion. But last night I did like chicken and some onions and peppers in it, and tonight I did, and it says on the bottle like it's Asian style or something, but it's just chili. It's just chili flavor, And I find it goes fine with Mexican shit. Like tonight I did it up when I got home. I did up some chicken strips in the chili oil, and then I cut them up and I put them in like a tortilla with some cheese and a little bit of like diced tomatoes and jalapenos and shit. It's fantastic. Oh man. I started cooking like more for myself when I got laid off last year, and I was living the neat life. And the neat life is fun for about a week, maybe two, and then it's miserable.
You need to get off your ass and be useful.
So yeah, it was like I'm gonna learn how to cook.
I've been pretty much living the neat life the whole summer, but my summer's about it's like less than a week till school starts. So
like
that's
if I won the Powerball, like I'd still need some sort of fucking job. You know what I mean? Like even if I didn't need it like financially, I'd need it for my own sanity. You know what I mean? Because part of the reason I think when people win like the lottery, they end up pissing their money away so much is because they're just bored. They're just so fucking bored. You know what I mean? That they just spend money just to alleviate their boredom.
Yeah, I mean, my dad, like, he's retired, so he just basically sits around in a chair all day. And it's like, it sucks. He worries so much more than when he worked. I don't know.
Like I said, it's great for like a week. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. And then you're like, I got to do something with myself. Like if I win the Powerball, I'd like travel for a couple months. Like let's say, I had like, I don't know, 50 million after the fees and taxes and shit, in the bank. I'd maybe take like $500,000 and just like travel until either like 3 months is up or I've pissed away that money, just travel the country, You know, just go to the train station and say, go to the airport and be like, well, what are the next flights leaving that I can get on? You know, that kind of shit. But then it's like after that, then you're like, then what? You know what I mean? Like, okay, you had some fun. Now what are you going to do with the rest of your life? Now that you don't have to do anything. Well, you got to do something, man. Like, even if I worked at a fucking, like, pizza place as the dishwasher a few days a week just to get out of the house, just to have some fucking structure, you know?
I think I'd put all my money away and just keep working.
Like, I wouldn't work a job I hate it, but I'd still want to work a job. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, and maybe I'm only working 3 days a week, but still, you got to work something. You got to do something, you know?
Yeah. I mean, this summer has been mostly actually really kind of sucks because I'm just sitting around playing video games all day.
I've just been frequenting a number of different religious groups.
What do you mean? Like going to like
Yeah, a bunch of different young adult Christian groups, just making sure I'm getting out there and doing things.
Somebody in the chat asked, any cheap, simple, and healthy recipes, Bechtloff? I would say, like, just, if you just go to the store and get, like, some chicken breast strips, like, just cook those up. And, I mean, from there, if you just cook stuff in either, like, butter or olive oil primarily. Don't use fucking vegetable oil. That shit's poison. It doesn't even taste good. Use butter or olive oil on a fucking skillet. Cook up the thing with maybe some onions and peppers, and then just do some different sauce to it each time. Put some teriyaki sauce on it one day. Put some fucking, like mango habanero hot sauce on it one day. Put some like Caribbean jerk sauce on it one day. And just with that basic shit, just peppers, onions, and chicken, maybe over rice. I don't know. I've never been a big fan of rice. I've always just kind of found it as filler. But I know a lot of people love it. Just that, and then like a different sauce each time. It's basically the same thing each fucking night, and it's healthy and cheap, but based on what kind of sauce you put on it, it's completely different. Somebody says coconut oil in the chat. I have not cooked with coconut oil yet. I've basically only used butter, olive oil, occasionally like grapeseed oil, or like tonight I used the chili oil. For Asian stuff, like if you're using like teriyaki or something, I got like toasted sesame seed oil. That's really good. So he says cut Brussels sprouts into quarters, coat them in olive oil and salt, and bake at 400 until gold. I'm not really a fan of Brussels sprouts, but I can see why someone would like that. Peanut oil is really good. But yeah, man, it's simple stuff like that. It's not hard to cook. I mean, just do up a piece of beef, do up a piece of chicken. If you like it, do up some pork or some fish or something. I don't really care for pork or fish that much myself.
Yeah, I think tomorrow I'm
pretty
gonna
much
have
a chicken and beef guy myself.
Tomorrow I'm just gonna learn how to make like chili that my mom makes. It's really good. Yeah, a lot of this summer I've spent like trying to finally seriously get into competitive Pokemon. Hopefully, some guy doesn't shoot me because I beat his Pikachu and got a critical hit on. So that sounds.
Are you doing a card game or like
video game? Card game's a waste of money. Huge waste of money.
Of course, it's collector card game. I mean, half the fucking fun to people is getting more cards.
Well, yeah, but I meant from like a competitive standpoint, like,
I don't know.
Like, it's $40 to buy a game cart, and then plus the system, and then you have everything there.
I saw an article on Breakpoint today where John Stonestreet was complaining about like how people are Peter Pans and they never grow up, and his reasoning was that there are people now like teenagers who want to really get into esports professionally, and they're actually paying coaches to make them better at video games, right? Now, to me, that
Holy
sounds
shit! Why would someone do that?
well. To me, that sounds like a fucking waste of money because I think esports in general are kind of gay half the time. Like, and I think the rate at which people take regular sports seriously is kind of cringy at times, you know. But anyways, what struck me about it was he thought it was childish just because it was video games. He wouldn't admit this, but like, okay, so you're a parent and you let your kid or you give your kid money even to spend on a coach to get better at fucking Call of Duty because he wants to go do Call of Duty tournaments, right? Is that really any more wasteful or stupid than giving your kid pouring all this time and money into your kid being the best fucking baseball player because he wants to go in the MLB? I mean, it's more likely he's going to make a fucking living playing Call of Duty than he's going to get in the MLB, you know? But again, that boomer mentality, sports is good and all American. Video games are dumb. Now, personally, I think both of those things are stupid. You should tell your kid to go be a fucking welder. You know? Like, you want to play games, do that on your fucking free time. Go learn something that's not going to wreck your life. Trust me, there's a lot of wrecked lives of people who devoted everything they had to being in the NFL or the NBA or whatever, and that didn't pan out for them, and then they have nothing. There's a lot more of those people than people who have wasted their fucking lives trying to be professional video game players, you know? If anything, the people whose lives are ruined being professional video game players are the guys who made it to the top and found out you can't stay there forever. The DSPs, as it were.
Watch people stop caring about that video game 5 years later.
But yeah, it just struck me as I actually was thinking about reading that article, but whatever. I shit on Breakpoint too much here.
Like I wouldn't the reason I get into competitive Pokemon is because it's fun. And that's why you should be doing. You shouldn't be doing it because it's going to make you money. You're not going to make a lot of money from competitive Pokemon. Prize size, I guess, like 10,000 for like winning world championships. So,
I mean, look, there's people that can make a living at this. There's people that can make a living reviewing shit and Twitch streaming and all this other shit. And I know, Stone Street in his article, he wanted to make it sound like nobody ever does. But you're much more likely to make a living being a Twitch streamer than you are likely. If you're listening to me right now and you're 16, you are much more likely to end up a professional Twitch streamer than you are to be in the NFL. And yet if somebody was pouring everything they had into getting into the NFL, a guy like Stone Street would find that admirable. Again,
yeah,
see,
that's gay.
The thing with boomers that you have to remember, the two things boomers hate, and I'm not 100% certain Stone Street is a boomer, because I think he might be an old Gen Xer. I don't know his exact age, but the thing about it is the cultural thing, like, the line between, say, a boomer and a Gen Xer, or a Gen Xer and a millennial, for example. Wherever you draw that line for evangelicals, you got to draw that line 5 years later. Because you got to remember, evangelicals are very behind the times on popular culture. Because they resist the pause. You know what I mean? So they're going to be a little bit old. They're going to be a little bit behind the shift. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say that if Stone Street isn't a boomer, he is an honorary boomer. Let me put it that way. And the thing about boomers, there's two things they fucking hate. And they hate them for the exact same reason, and it's because they didn't have them as kids. And those two things are rap music and video games. They hate those things with a burning, psychotic passion. And I've told this story on here again before, but I'll tell it again. Back in around 2003, Pepsi hired the rapper Ludacris as like a guy to be in their fucking commercials and, rap about Pepsi or some dumb shit, whatever, And Bill O'Reilly raised a huge stink because Ludacris is a degenerate dindu who sings about hoes and shooting cops, and we can't have that. So finally Pepsi drops him. Interestingly enough, Ludacris still got paid. He just didn't have to do the commercials. So who fucking lost out there? Pepsi then replaced him with fucking Ozzy Osbourne, a man who has sung about the devil and bit the head off a bat on stage. And Bill O'Reilly didn't have shit to say about that. Because here's the and everybody said that's proof that Bill O'Reilly's racist. No, 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 no. It's just that he hates fucking rap music. That's what it was. And it's the same thing with video games, man. Boomers fucking hate video games. Hell, if you're my age, you'll remember in the early 90s, boomers in the fucking Senate were trying to basically outlaw both rap music and video games. There were fucking Senate committees. And this was bipartisan shit. Remember, it was Democrats doing it too. It wasn't just the religious right Republicans. It was Tipper Gore and fucking... What the hell was that Jew that ran with Al Gore? Lieberman. They were leading the charge on that shit.
Oh, speaking of Jews, do you want to guess what the name of the prosecutor or the lawyer going after the Catholic Church is?
I don't know. Scheckelberg?
Shapiro.
Shapiro? I was close. Actually, fun fact, Ben Shapiro's grandfather's name was Scheckelberg, but he changed it when he got to Ellis Island. He changed it when he got to Ellis Island to Shapiro. But it was Scheckelberg. No, not for real. I love that you weren't totally sure, though. Like, wait, was it really Scheckelberg? Is that really a Jewish name?
Well, I mean, I didn't, like, it can be anything. I mean, I didn't believe Donald Trump's dad's original name was Drumpf, but apparently it was, so.
I thought Drumpf was a thing leftists made up, and when I found out its real origins, I thought leftists were even dumber. It's just his name. Oh my gosh.
Well, there's tons of people that are named Bechtloff, but not as many Bechtloffs. And I like to joke, this isn't true, but I like to joke that my grandfather, when he came here, had to change his name because he was a Nazi war criminal. So it's like, no, you want Carl Bechtloff. I'm Carl Bechtloff. I'm a different guy.
Good boy, he didn't do nothing.
There's tons of Bechtloffs in Brazil, interestingly enough. But that's because there's tons of German heritage in Brazil. I think primarily because there's a lot of fucking Nazis that fled to Brazil.
Well, if it makes you
Brazil
feel
is
good,
God's blind spot.
and if it makes you feel good, the first thing when you search up the name Bechtloff, I'm pretty sure a picture of you is the first thing that shows up. So
there's a dentist named Russell Bechtloff that shows up like really high in the fucking searches. Dr. Russell Bechtloff, pediatric dentist. I should get him on the show sometime. That'd be fucking hilarious.
I wonder if his mascot for his industry is a dinosaur. You know, I think the whole reason people hate Bechtloff, the real reason, it's because they all chose Charmander.
That is. It's anti-plant type bigotry. Yeah, it's anti-grass type bigotry. That's why we're all about grass type nationalism here. We're all about grass type nationalism. Oh man. Well,
So
I'm leaning towards Kraut.
I think it's probably Kraut.
I think it was Kraut.
Nah, I think it's Mundane Matt, and then he strategically. I don't know if Mundane Matt's smart enough to do this, but he strategically did it. There's more to this besides it, but I think Matt did it right before Kraut was uploading because maybe they're friends or something, and he knew that Kraut was gonna. If he did that, he wouldn't get blamed as much because Matt apparently Matt in one of his videos brought it up and did the same nervous laughter that he did right before he got caught. And he says, I'm not going to cover it. People are accusing it's me. It's not me. Nervous laughter that he had when people were accusing him of the flagging thing.
Wouldn't it be awesome if, like, when Kraut was coming back, he messaged Matt and he's like, we're both gonna flag the same fucking Medicare video to really bring down the hammer, and he'll never be able to prove which one of us it is. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like that fucking movie where the two guys are on the train and they're like, I'll kill your wife and you kill my wife and no one will be able to prove it because there's no reason to suspect I killed your wife and that kind of shit. Like they were taking the train together and they worked this whole thing out.
Yeah, neither Crowd or Monday Matt is that smart. Monday Matt's excuse was that he was collecting fucking
boulders.
he was too busy collecting boulders to delete your video.
And you know, he needed his kid to help him. His 9-month-old kid.
Yeah, he needed his little kid.
His 9-month-year-old daughter is apparently like the fucking he's
Wait,
he's like Barney Rubble's kid on the Flintstones. He's just super strong. Just fucking this little infant carrying this fucking giant boulder for her.
You don't understand. My 9-year-old little girl, she's training to be a bodybuilder.
I thought it was 9 months.
9 months. Well, yeah. Gotta get him out of the garden.
His girlfriend's 9-month-year-old.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't his.
Like,
Doesn't Sargon have like my wife's son thing too?
Oh my god, that reminds me.
oh yeah, Sargon does. He's apparently he cooks someone else from what I hear, and then
Okay, so that reminds me.
apparently that person had a daughter, and he doesn't talk about her.
Aaron
I don't know
Clary
if it's
sent
true
me
or
this
not,
video, and it's okay. So I might bring up the video. I don't know. You guys won't be able to see it. The two guys I'm talking to here, but so there's this news coverage of this fucking 4th grader, right? This 9-year-old. So he tells his mom that he's gay. This 9-year-old. And then he tells all the kids in his class that he's gay. And 4 days later, this kid is supposedly bullied so hard that he kills himself.
9 years old.
He's 9 years old. He's first of all, there doesn't seem to be any father in this fucking video. The kid looks like a mulatto. There's some other person with this woman, but there's no way that's the kid's father. So anyways, this was something I wanted to talk about today, and I fucking forgot all about it because I don't write shit down because I'm bad at what I do. But this fucking kid, right? He's 9 years old and supposedly tells his mom he's gay, and then he tells the class he's gay, and then he fucking gets bullied so fucking hard he kills himself a mere 4 days later. And I'm watching this like news report, and it's just like I'll play it. Let me find it, and I'll see if I can play it.
Like I'm kind of calling bullshit.
You should be calling bullshit. That's what I'm saying.
It's just, what 9-year-old kid thinks to kill himself so soon?
What 9-year-old kid? Well, you know, the thinking he's gay thing. Maybe like the culture feeds you so much shit. Because let's face facts. No 9-year-old knows he's gay. Okay.
Yeah, you know what the real story is?
Like
it's probably like
a 9-year-old doesn't like a heterosexual 9-year-old doesn't like girls yet because he's prepubescent. When I was 9 years old, I liked the fucking Ninja Turtles. All right, I didn't like girls. I liked fucking Ninja Turtles and shit like that. All right, because I was 9. Like this, I gotta bring this video up. Like you guys will be able to hear it, I guess. But oh, dude, it's.
I think what happened was the mom, like maybe she killed the kid, so she could get fame and attention. Is she
Something fishy is going on, is what the fuck happened. I'll tell you that much right now. This was apparently in Denver. Let me okay, let me see if I can Windows capture this too, or whatever, window capture, whatever. All right. Yeah, dude. Yeah, how do you get bullied that hard? I remember my 3rd grade year. For like a big chunk of the year, I was getting it really hard from this one kid. You know, and he would lead a bunch of other kids in it. Like, I got bullied pretty fucking hard for a while. I don't think the thought of suicide ever crossed my mind. Let alone did it 4 days into it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and watch this and listen to this, and this is something here. Okay, so.
This pizzeria
This is my son's favorite place to go.
is special for Leah Pierce and her family, but now they're visiting it with a hole in their hearts.
Okay, so
He was my sunshine because he was my only son.
9-year-old Jamel Miles started 4th grade at Joe Shoemaker's school on Monday, weeks before he had the courage to tell his mom this.
He looked so scared when he told me. He was like, Mom, I'm gay. And I thought he was playing, and I looked back at him because I was driving, and he was just curled up like this. So scared, and I just looked at him, I was like,
come on.
I still love you. He went to school, and he said he was going to tell people he's gay because he's proud of himself.
But on Thursday, heartbreak. Pierce found her son dead in their Denver home. She says he killed himself after being bullied.
4 days is all it took.
Pink hair.
Yeah.
I could just imagine what they said.
Ellen?
to
I
my
didn't get a
son
good look.
told
Hey,
my
so I just
oldest
checked that.
daughter. The kids at school told him to kill
On my
himself.
phone, so can't really do. Watch.
Well, yeah, it's picking up. But yeah, you get the point here. So okay. There's so first of all, this pink hair woman, and then she's like hugging some other woman. I don't know if that's her mom or whatever. If they're fucking lesbians, I don't fucking know what's going on here. Okay, the kid's a fucking mulatto too. Which, by the way, I just bring that up to point out that, like, obviously I didn't see the dad anywhere in there. I'm not even shitting on mulattoes. Like, there was a mulatto grew up 3 houses down the street from me, who was one of the coolest fucking kids I ever knew. His dad was an Air Force captain, black dude, but I mean, just as disciplined as could be. This guy was as anal retentive as could be. I mean, like, he like watered the lawn and washed his car like every fucking like 3rd day or some shit like that. It was like he was just as meticulous as could be. But like, so I'm not even saying, oh, this kid's a mulatto, that's why he did it. Mom looked like fucking 56% too. But somebody in the chat says a father could not be reached for comment. Because when I first watched it, for a brief second, I thought like the fat lady holding the other fat lady was a dude or something, because you can never fucking tell anymore. But then I'm like, no, that kid's a mulatto. I didn't see a black guy anywhere in this. So dad's fucking gone. All right. And then there's so much horse shit here. Okay. Years ago, I would have said there's no way in hell a 9-year-old is saying he's gay. These days, though, with as much as the culture pushes that shit, maybe he thinks that, because these days kids are probably told that being gay is like being a fucking unicorn. It's magical. So maybe he thought that at the time. Maybe he would have said that.
Especially since his mom is most likely an SJW feminist.
Yeah, and then, but like 4 days later, he's fucking dead. The bullying, was that her? No.
How does a 9-year-old like even figure out how to kill himself? Like jump out a window?
Yeah, they didn't even say how the fuck he did it. Would he hang himself or some shit like that?
Maybe.
It sounds to me like they're just going based on what the mom says.
I don't think that this was a suicide.
Yeah, I think the mom killed him for attention.
Something's going on here. Supposedly,
I said that as a joke originally, but
I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I know Aaron sent this to me earlier today, and I wanted to cover it. I know Aaron covered it on his older brother podcast earlier today, so I might be saying the same things he did. I didn't get a chance to listen to him yet.
Did she seem upset to you guys about that hero and son dying?
She didn't seem upset enough. So
Yeah,
there's all sorts of like red fucking flags flying all over the place here. Like my bullshit sense was just going off left and right there. Like even in the current year, a 9-year-old deciding he's gay, maybe, but he's doing it for attention. Okay, he doesn't know what the fuck he is. Like I said, when I was 9, I liked the Ninja Turtles. I didn't even like girls. Okay, you don't have any sexuality when you're 9. All right, You just don't. You don't have puberty has not kicked in. I think like the amount of time. It's like 1 in a bill. It's like 1 in like 500 million where puberty actually kicks in at the age of 9. It's like insanely rare.
It's like one extreme detail after another.
Yeah,
probably something happened where like maybe he did something effeminate or something, and then his mom said, "Oh, that must mean you're gay." I don't know.
She's probably one of those moms that just wants her kid to be gay and kept assuming.
Everything about that just struck me as just utter horseshit. Like, and like he's bullied so bad. 4 days later, he's fucking dead of suicide. This gay 9-year-old killed himself.
Yeah,
like,
I
holy
highly doubt
shit!
that would happen.
You're set. You're like I know homosexuals are more prone to suicide, but damn, this kid is this kid was on the fast track, wasn't he?
It's not when you're 9 fucking years old, especially in this current year.
Let's be real. Gay people, trannies, they don't kill themselves because of other people. They kill themselves because they know inside themselves they're wrong.
Yes, I'll agree with that. It's because as I said, I had a tranny on my channel a while back, and I said, if transsexuals have a high suicide rate because of how the culture treats them, if that's okay, transsexuals have a high suicide rate. That's a fact. Now, there's 2 possible theories here. Either it's because of something internally wrong or something externally wrong. Well, clearly the cultures become more accepting. So shouldn't the suicide rate be going down if that was the cause? But yeah, everything about this. Somebody says how they mentioned how the kid killed himself. Not that I saw. Everything about that, just nothing about that story rang true. Nothing about it.
It's everything the mother says is what we're left to assume.
And then like later on in it, she's fucking talking about how these kids need to be held accountable and shit. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being 9 years old and you call your classmate a fag and now they're gonna ruin your life for that and charge you with murder? Can you imagine that in fucking clown world?
Imagine using your dead child to push your fucking politics. And not showing much concern that he's dead.
Autism has become an epidemic.
Oh, that's
just a quote from our Trump.
Like I said, that I mean, you got to watch what you say when you're saying it publicly. But if I find out tomorrow that woman killed her kid, I wouldn't be shocked. Oh man, that's just.
I'd almost bet on it. And I mean, like, maybe this is just a thing for my school district, but at least when out, like, growing up in this current year, I mean, if the teacher found out you're
coming in and out there,
it's all over the place. I mean, like, they treat it for days, at least in my school district. So if you're bullying, okay, there is one exception. Like, I knew one person who got bullied for 2 straight years, but they couldn't hold the person accountable because he's autistic. So it's a long story.
Why?
Because, okay, so basically the kid told the autistic kids, like, basically the autistic kid was saying that Yoshi should be thrown out of Mario, and the kid's like, no. So basically the autistic kid is like, oh, he's bullying me, and gets the whole class to gang up on him, right? But there are 2 reasons why the kid wasn't put in trouble. Because he's autistic, he's friends with the teacher, his parents are friends with the teacher, and also because the kid didn't tell his mom. But it's a long story. I'm not gonna.
They're getting He's getting worked up over a fucking video game. Just a small statement.
Yeah, it was like for 2 years this guy was bullied over it.
Yeah, but it's not like somebody did it for like 4 days, and I cannot begin to imagine what you
It's
could
4
say to
days.
somebody for 4 fucking days that would make them kill themselves. Like
That's
somebody
the thing.
who,
Kids will take more than that.
yeah, especially a kid, where it's like the thought of killing yourself wouldn't you like? I mean, if Monday Matt hasn't killed himself these past 3 weeks, you know, I mean, like imagine what his Twitter mentions must be like. Holy shit! I think I'd kill myself if I was Monday Matt. And by the way, before somebody strikes me, I'm not saying Monday Matt should kill himself. If anything, I'm giving him a compliment. I'm saying he's taking more abuse than I'd be able to.
Good for Matt. Good for Matt. He hasn't killed himself.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm impressed, Matt. I'm impressed. Like I mean, like Matt eats more shit. Monday Matt eats more shit in 4 minutes of looking at fucking comments than that kid ate in 4 days. I guarantee you. Okay. And it's been going on for 3 weeks with Matt. Like I don't know, man. Nothing about that rang true to me. Nothing about that.
Maybe
right.
the kid spends so much time on Tumblr. Maybe he has like a Tumblr account and he reads all these Tumblr blogs about people saying, "I need to kill myself." Somebody like they're threatening to kill themselves because somebody called them a faggot.
Yeah, I doubt even that would be the case.
What we do around here, we kill ourselves if someone calls us a faggot.
I don't know. Maybe this kid, like, he's so fucked up sexually because puberty kicked in really, really early to him. And maybe he was just, maybe he went from being gay straight to the fucking autoerotic asphyxiation. And this was just an accident. You know, he just, because that's the problem with that. You never know if you're coming or going.
He popped out of the womb sounding like Morgan Freeman. He hit puberty that early.
I could. Everything about that seemed wrong. Everything about that seemed like just throwing up bullshit alarms left and right. Like, and that's why I had to show it to everybody, because, like, look at this, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know anymore, man. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because I guess Tom's not showing up to Spurg out at Battle, so we're not gonna have a Spurg Fest tonight. Maybe another time. Folks, if you enjoy the content I put out, do consider checking out the tip jars down below. There's PayPal, there's Patreon, there's Amazon wishlist. All ways you can support the show. That helps me keep doing what I'm doing. And, also like, comment, subscribe. This is the backup channel. More subscribers are needed. And
make sure to donate to my Patreon. I gotta win a case. That's the only reason I'm here, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know what this live stream's about, but I need people to donate to my Patreon. But yeah, donate to my Patreon and all that good stuff. Alrighty.
You know what you should do? Bechtloff t-shirts.
I'm gonna put out Bechtloff thongs like DSP. Let's put out.
Wait,
Bechtloff
does he actually
thongs.
do that?
I believe DSP was selling thongs, if memory serves. Because like when you go on Cafe Press, you could get your shit put on like anything really easily. So yeah, I think you could get like a DSP thong. Because
I guarantee
nothing's gonna get you ladies engine revving quite like when you drop trow and there's your DSP thong. When your thong says nothing I could do. I'm gonna get me. Matt could use the support. Maybe you can get yourself a turn off that pesky ad block thong. Turn off that pesky ad block.
Turn off that pesky ad block condom.
Yeah, if you're trying to get your girl pregnant, you just tell her to turn off that pesky birth
this
control.
is one thing I wanted to mention. Have you seen there's this video of Chris Chan and his mom? I'm pretty sure Chris Chan is banging his mom. I mean,
where's the video?
Okay, I think I linked it a few days ago.
Ew.
Yeah, so he's
I wish you hadn't told me that. That's fucking terrifying.
So basically, his mom.
My life is worse for having you just told me that.
Yeah, we don't know for
my
sure.
life is diminished.
So
Maybe
Chris
that's
is
how that
actually-
kid killed himself. Maybe somebody told about Chris Chad banging his mom, and it was just too much, and his little mind broke.
Here, I think I know I put it somewhere. I'll link it in chat if I can.
No, we're not talking about this. No.
No, please, let's talk about this.
No.
Yes,
No,
it's-
I'm going to bed, and I'm gonna pray to God that he erased that fucking memory from my head.
Thing is, I'm actually not sure it actually happened.
Yeah, it was like this Twitch stream.
No,
where
see,
Chris-
that's the thing. I have no doubt that it happened. Like, it's one of those things where when you say it to me, I'm like, yeah, that probably happened. Like, oh, dude.
I mean, maybe Chris Chan is inbred.
You know, that reminds me of the old Dave Attell bit when he says, like, how come when a chick calls a dude daddy in bed, that's perfectly fine. But when I call a chick mommy in bed, suddenly I'm a weirdo and she doesn't want to see me anymore. And there's like a pause and he goes, I guess it didn't help that I was crying.
All right. So
No, we're not talking about it. We're wrapping up the stream. That's disgusting. Oh, man, because it's probably true. Oh, jeez. Folks, if you enjoyed the content I put out, do check out the tip jars down below. The PayPal, the Patreon, the Amazon wish list. We're going to quickly wrap this stream up before he finds the fucking video. And, yeah, do check out the, check out the Discord. Check me out on the Gab. Check me out on the Twitter. Luke runs that, but it's still, I can't even think straight because of that horrifying fucking thing you told me. God, where am I? Is it my birthday? Will there be cake? I can't fucking think straight.
You should put in the sexy traps channel.
Jeez, it just fucked my head. All right, that's all we got for tonight, folks. Thanks for listening. Bechtloff out.